Why did Sir Alec Guinness call Star Wars fairy tale rubbish? Did you know that Jake Lloyd was bullied after portraying young Anakin? And why does George Lucas, let us say, strongly dislike the last parts of the franchise? Hi, I'm Tim, and you're watching Awesome Movies. Simon Pegg. Star Wars, you either love it or hate it, or both. For Simon Pegg, it's both. He had always claimed that he was a Star Wars nerd since he was 7, but that only concerned the original trilogy. And since the prequels hit the theaters, Pegg was quick to trash them with all he had in him. He even went so far as to say that he has no respect for anyone who thinks those films are good. The British actor and screenwriter said, "The prequels are a monumental misunderstanding of what the original 3 films are about." Still, when his friend JJ Abrams offered Simon a role in Star Wars sequel, things seemed to have changed. Apart from that, he also was something of a consultant for the movie. Abrams revealed that his support and friendship has been massively important and helpful in the process of making the film. Pegg called this experience genuinely magical. From that time on, Simon Pegg kept his critical comments to himself on any of the Star Wars movies, and even revealed that he regretted getting into the toxic part of the fandom. Oh, it's amazing what a small role of a blobfish-like creature can do. Anakin Skywalker actors. Yes, both of them. Jake Lloyd sincerely regretted taking part in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. He was only 10 at the time, and later in an interview with the Daily Telegraph, Jake revealed that the role of Anakin made his life a living hell. Unfortunately, after its premiere, the young actor was bullied at school. Children were really mean to him, like they would make the sound of a lightsaber every time they saw him. So Jake started to hate it when the cameras were pointed at him, and eventually quit acting altogether. And though Lloyd reprised his role as Anakin for 5 video games, he destroyed all of his Star Wars memorabilia and never rewatched the movies. For me to go back and watch it now would be kinda creepy. Moreover, the role of Anakin became a stress factor for yet another actor from the prequel trilogy. In just a couple of years, the story almost repeated itself, with Hayden Christensen, who played the older version of Anakin. Just like Jake Lloyd, Christensen also didn't like his Star Wars celebrity status. But the reason for it was different. The actor revealed that rising to fame so quickly made him feel like kind of an imposter. "I didn't want to go through life feeling like I was just riding a wave," Hayden Christensen said. And maybe he's right in a way. Because even though he played half a dozen lead roles since Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Christensen is still best known as Anakin Skywalker. Obi-Wan Kenobi. This Jedi Master is one of the most iconic characters of the Star Wars Saga, but both actors who portrayed him didn't enjoy the movies they were in. Sir Alec Guinness had never revered his role, nor had fun during the shooting. Basically, the acclaimed British actor didn't expect Star Wars to be a success, calling it fairy tale rubbish that could be interesting perhaps. He only accepted the role in the science fiction movie because he needed a break and a big paycheck. In a letter to a friend, he wrote that the dialogues were rubbish and none of them made his character clear or even bearable. Later, when A New Hope hit the theaters and became quite a phenomenon, Sir Alec Guinness seemed to soften a bit towards George Lucas's franchise. But the great actor was still very annoyed every time he was asked for an autograph as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Almost the same can be said about Ewan McGregor. Portraying the young Obi-Wan Kenobi seemed like a great idea back in the 90s, but while working on the Star Wars prequel trilogy, McGregor grew more and more frustrated with each movie. He considered them to be the worst in his career and never watched them after the premieres. He also hated the so-called autograph hounds, whom he referred to as parasites. Natalie Portman. Hayden Christensen's co-star faced another after Star Wars problem. In her own words, everyone thought she was a horrible actress. The Star Wars prequel movies became a smashing box office hit, but the backlash hit hard on the lead actors of the franchise. Natalie remembers that she was too young to understand what kind of universe she joined. When something has that much anticipation, it can almost only disappoint, Portman told Empire. But with the perspective of time, the prequel movies have been re-evaluated by lots of Star Wars Saga fans. And luckily, Natalie Portman managed to get away almost unaffected, and finally became a very successful award-winning actress. Harrison Ford. Han Solo might be one of the most popular members of the Star Wars universe, but it wasn't Harrison Ford's favorite role. We can't say that Harrison actually hated being the best smuggler in the galaxy far, far away, but he certainly didn't harbor any affection to his Star Wars character. Which is rather strange, considering that Han Solo became his breakthrough role back in the 70s. As you might remember, he almost quit acting and became a carpenter when George Lucas chose him over Kurt Russell and Christopher Walken. And Ford seemed to really enjoy being in the first 2 movies. But then, he had quite the sudden change of heart while filming in Return of the Jedi. He even said that he was glad to see Solo's costume for the last time. Later, when Harrison Ford was asked why he never portrayed Han Solo again, the actor simply stated that the character was not so interesting for it. Well, it was several years before Episode 7, The Force Awakens, was even planned. But it might probably explain why Han Solo was killed off pretty soon. George Lucas. The creator of the Star Wars universe himself didn't like the sequel trilogy and criticized Disney for its lack of originality. They wanted to do a retro movie. I don't like that. He even compared the company to white slavers, but later apologized for his comments, adding that Disney is doing an incredible job of taking care of and expanding the franchise. JJ Abrams preferred to think that Lucas's comments were misrepresented. And while talking to Rolling Stone, Abrams said that it's been super generous on the part of George Lucas to allow somebody else to work on his baby. Should George Lucas be proud with the sequel trilogy or dissatisfied with it? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Awesome Movies.